Hello and welcome to the show that teaches you the things your parents and teachers are too afraid to. The heliosblog. Today, Sneako reacts to Destiny and Melina getting divorced. Wow! Couldn't see that coming.
The reason she's alone is because she's difficult.
Women are not accepting the bare minimum.
Women fuck men they respect.
All the women who say things like, I'm strong, independent, I don't need no man, like, y'all impress me.
Women just gaslight each other and say what they want to hear.
I don't know if you know, but basically, I was right.
Big surprise.
I was right. Nick was right. Leafy, rest in peace to Leafy, was right. The red pill, I understand why people clown on it. I understand why it's starting to get repetitive because a lot of that is innate. A lot of that should just be understood, but the red pill saves lives. Every
Indeed.
guy gets red pilled, whether or not you like. It's usually your first heartbreak. Sometimes it happens when you're 12, when you see the bitch that you like talk to the other guy in the slide, and you're like, what the huh? Or when the fastest guy, whoever runs the mile the fastest, whoever wins the race, gets all the bitches, and you're like, but I made a little macaroni painting. I thought that my drawings were good. Perfect. They weren't.
That's right. To the victor go the spoils.
They weren't. The truth is, men lead, women follow.
Yep.
That's how the dynamic works.
Indeed.
It's very simple stuff. You can read all these books about it. You don't need to watch a million podcasts. Men are the ones in charge. Women follow. It's that simple. You can pretty
That's the base. That's the gist of it.
much boil down the whole philosophy to that. And if it doesn't abide by that, if anything in your relationship, anything in your life doesn't follow that, if you have a female boss, if your girlfriend or your wife is in charge, if you ever think of your relationship as equal, you'll get burned.
Yep. Exactly. There is no such thing as an equal relationship. If you aren't in charge, guess what? Someone else is. I'll give you a hint. It might be the other person in the relationship if it's not you.
Bruh. You will. And I don't want to make fun of anybody.
She'll just cheat on you.
Red pill's inevitable. It happens to everybody. Everybody gets it. Sometimes it happens when you're 12. Sometimes it happens when you're 35 years old.
Right.
But every guy will understand that you can't break the dynamic.
Nope.
God created two genders. The man and the woman. One's supposed to lead and one ate the apple. Bruh. One's always gonna...
It's really funny that Sneako says this when he's supposedly Muslim. But anyway.
So if you give them too much power, if you give that gender, if you give the apple eaters too much power, they're going to abuse it. They're going to ruin your life. They're going to...
Indeed. It's just the premise. It's like Rolo. Many women act just like children, right? If they're given full power, full control, what are they going to do with it? What they're going to do with it is destroy you. Do you know how children become if they're given no boundaries? Very, very bad. They become the people that end up in jail. Or the girls that torture you.
Fuck you over. They say that women don't have power. Women do have power. They have
A lot of
They
power.
topple an entire empire.
In fact, they're toppling the American empire right now.
How many content creators have we seen the past 2 years have their entire legacy tarnished because of one girl? One girl.
Same for Destiny.
One hoe. I wouldn't even call them women. Hoes. Demons.
Right, exactly. Because they aren't worthy of the title. It's true. They're consumed by their base urges. Just count 50 tattoos, disaster attitude, masculine, rude, belligerent.
It's whores. Because they're different. I don't like to say, people say that's misogynist to say these words. There's a difference between a whore and a woman.
Indeed.
One whore can ruin your entire legacy, can tarnish your reputation, can leave a stain on your legacy forever.
By the way, in the Bible, better to live on the corner of a roof than in a mansion with a testy woman. Sorry, I'm not using exactly the right phrasing. But basically, if the girl is horrible, better to be alone than with her.
And ever. Time and time again this year. Not just content creators, UFC fighters. Time and time again. They can fuck up over your relationships. One hoe can make you cut off all of your friends. One hoe can ruin your legacy. One hoe can make you delete your channel.
Exactly.
One hoe can make you live in a house with her ex-husband.
Yep.
And everybody laughs. Time and time again. What happened to leaving context? All right. And you know what? So this is.
It's really funny that one of the guys in chat said, "Don't get backdoored by a garden tool," which means, like, you know, she lets a guy in in the back door.
Before I really get into it, this is the problem that I have right now. We're gonna get into the therapy session at 8 o'clock, by the way. So I do want to talk about this.
By the way, good girl. Yeah, I like the comment. Good girls with 1,000 garden tools. Exactly.
I do want to talk about this. It's very interesting. You don't want to kick anybody while they're down. Even though some people, a lot of the people that we're going to talk about today, you could consider ops. Bruh. I want to really know if you consider a sword boy an op, the sword boy collage, because, you know, we love everybody, chat. Love speech in this. Everybody's saying love speech right now. We do love everybody. But when you see yourself prove right, especially when people celebrate your cancellation, when people try to clown you, when people say that your philosophy is wrong, when people attack you, when people try to...
It's really funny because Destiny was so obviously a hypocrite, right? So obviously an idiot, right? And it's really funny to see him, you know, his wife holding his hand on the Fresh and Fit podcast, only to find out literally that it was a time bomb. 6 months, 8 years later, sorry, 6 months, 8 months later, bam, she's gone, right? Big surprise. Could not have seen that coming.
Discredit what you talk about. You could consider those people like opposition. They don't want you to succeed. And then when you see what happens in their life kind of crumble, part of you wants this is a good op pack. Kind of you wants to do that, but we're love speech. So I'm not gonna kick anybody while they're down. I'm not gonna clown on it.
Except he is.
But I think it should be a lesson. I think it should be a lesson that the meaning of the red pill is just the truth.
That's right.
I'm taking the God pill now. I'm not going to live in this like doomsday. Everything. So it goes blue pill, everything's fine. Red pill, everything's fucked. And then there's a God pill. I'm supposed to serve God. That's
okay. All right. Yeah. You cannot make this crap up. Okay. Let me give you a quote. Religion to the masses is true, to the atheist is false, and to the ruler is useful. That's all you need to know.
Transcendent. That's what I'm at. Rebels, everything's fucked, and so you kind of have this like this bad mentality towards the world. But what really...
That's called black pill, by the way. Knowing the truth doesn't mean the world is horrible. Knowing the truth means that you now have a true working knowledge of what the world is really like. And the RP is effectively like, the bridge collapsed and some of my friends and family died on that bridge. But I understand why it collapsed. And now I can build a bridge that won't collapse. Or at least I can accurately predict when it will collapse so I can make sure that nobody's on it when it does and I can rebuild. That is what the RP is. It's not some nihilistic view of reality which says the bridge collapsed, life sucks, I can't do anything. No, it says the reason that this bridge collapses is because of fundamental mechanics of the world that I now understand and it will use to my advantage in the future. That's the RP. It's a toolbox, a skill set, it's an understanding of reality as it relates to intergender dynamics and relationship strategy. It's something that every man should know.
Really is the truth, because everything is kind of fucked. If you believe exactly what they tell you, if you believe the girl boss mentality, if you let your wife control your relationship, if you let women lead, if you're like, well, I don't want to be a toxic problem. If you do that, you're going to get burned. So it's just the truth.
Badly.
All right, let's get into it. All right, so apparently Destiny, I don't know if you guys remember, because a lot of you guys came in from the IRL wave, huh? They're getting divorced. And Destiny said, I'll have a small convo when I'm back about things. I'm not going to nuke.
Okay. I have a small convo when I'm back about things. I'm not going to nuke Melina or anything, but the last 2 months and 2 weeks have been a massive mind F for me. Watching her become obsessed with a toxic, abusive guy. When I visited Sweden last, he gave Mel an ultimatum to divorce me and then threatened to off himself when she didn't do it, among 20 other manipulative things he's done, and endlessly make excuses for him, so I'm out.
Melina or anything, but the last 2 months and 2 weeks have been a massive mindfuck for me. Watch her become obsessed and then threaten to kill himself when he didn't, and endlessly make excuses for him, so I'm out. Okay, keep in mind, these people are married.
Indeed.
And Destiny's wife is fucking a dude who's saying he's gonna kill himself if he doesn't divorce.
It's actually insane. Yeah, it's absurd. And Destiny allowed such things to occur, right?
Okay, man. Yeah, I
wanted a massive therapy session to see if I could express myself better and iron out some boundaries, but it's hard for me to ask for anything if I've been a pushover for so many years. Why? This proves every point I've ever made. Girls can leave you for jobless, manipulative losers if they just play their cards right. Me discovering boundaries was a death knell in this relationship. Yup, exactly. Boundaries, also known as the RP, also known as no male friends, no boyfriends, or whatever this is.
Possible. How is that the point he's talking about? Girls can leave you for jobless, manipulative losers if they just play their cards right. But
again, it's AFBB. Destiny, you're the useful idiot, the guy who's paying for her. And then she's going to go sleep with a guy who's more attractive than you. And guess what? Then she's going to divorce you, take your money, and sleep with that guy. Great, right?
I hope it gets better. I know it's a difficult situation, bro. No, I didn't want to complain because I don't want...
Okay, this is hard for me to read because it's a bit blurry, but let's see how I do. I didn't want to complain because I didn't want to make my wife look bad because we're supposed to be married. Sorry, I can't read it.
We're supposed to be a married team, but she has no problem dumping on me to literally dozens of people over the past year. What over the past year, she's been dumping on him to...
Indeed.
I'm fine. This is the last toxic... This is Destiny still. I find this is the last toxic holdover I have from my past. So from here, it's all good for me.
He's an idiot. Like, again, his relationship strategy is what? Just let your girl do whatever she wants? Of course, that's absurd. Like, if you do that, you're lost.
I'll touch on that a little bit. Yeah, the boundaries and everything in my relationship are absolutely fucking insane. I never complain publicly because I don't want to make Melina look bad. Mel just wants validation, and this guy's willing to do anything for her 24/7. He has no job and no life. Everything revolves around her. He changes his sleep schedule when he travels to talk to her constantly. This is brutal, bro.
Yeah, so basically, as I said. So what it is, as I said, is Destiny is the useful idiot. He's the husband who works all the time to make things, to make her comfortable. So what does she do? Her behavior, her thank you to him is to go sleep with a guy who's giving her quote unquote more validation, who has who has a nicer body or something. So she is the ultimate disrespectful piece of garbage for doing this. She has absolutely no respect at all for her man. And she should have been dropped immediately. First week, she says, I'm polyamorous. Okay, understood. Friends with benefits only.
What the Imagine losing your life to an absolute loser with no job. How low could her standards be?
Exactly.
She literally threw away her marriage?
She's like, she's basically the equivalent of, I already said it. I said it in a previous video. She's like the girl getting with a hobo, right?
For a jobless loser? They seemed okay because 3 days ago, before Mel was supposed to leave forever, this guy did something else insanely toxic / horrible. Then Mel kind of warmed up to what I was asking for. Then in a day, she forgave everything again and is now back in it.
Big surprise. Because again, girls get addicted to this toxic garbage. And again, she's guaranteed money for divorcing him. So it's the best of both worlds, right? And she's already a garbage can, right? It's obvious because she's willing to be in a polyamorous relationship and also be married, right? So You already know, like, people tell you who they are. You just have to listen.
I had a toxic problem with blaming myself for every single problem ever in any of my relationships ever. So I figured if something was wrong, it was always on me to fix it. What do you?
No. That you know what that actually is? That's mommy issues. That's his mom treated him like garbage growing up, and he feels guilt for always, right? For his actions, and he feels like, yep, that's what it is.
They're very fitting that I'm about to go to therapy, because isn't this proof that therapy's a scam? Like,
yep, it is. Like, if you most therapy is literally just it's effectively like going to a women's studies class, right? You just get taught all the wokest. It's basically like how would I describe it? Like a wokest indoctrination lesson, right? And always it's going to favor women. So what's the point? All you're going to learn is things that will destroy you further. It's like you ate some crap, so your solution is to go to the garbage dump, take a random handful and put it in your mouth, because that'll help things. No antibiotics.
I'm about to go talk to this guy, Dr. K, and he's going to try to give me therapy. I have to totally believe that therapy is a giant scam. This dude's just dumping on the internet, telling everybody his life. He's going through 5-hour therapy sessions. He's trying to fix his relationship by talking to it, and it just didn't work.
Of course not.
Left him for a jobless loser.
Of course it didn't work. Why? Because if you don't understand reality, it doesn't matter, and that person who you're in therapy with doesn't understand reality. It's the blind leading the blind.
It doesn't work. It's very simple. You want therapy? Open the Quran, man.
Well, I mean, you'd probably get better therapy than listening to a wokest zealot.
But from Lena, the way to get closer to her was always shitting on me because she loved the emotional validation of people making her feel like every single problem in the relationship was my fault. What are you?
So she's what, a narcissist? Narcissist, attention seeker?
Talking about? I told her that her and all of her shit needs to be gone before I'm back on the 9th. Okay, so they're fucking... It's over, bro. It's over. It's over. And I actually feel bad for Destiny, because I'm going to be honest.
He doesn't feel bad enough to not crap on him publicly to his, million viewers?
Known this couple for a while, and I knew this was going to happen.
Yeah, it's therapy. It's a scam. It's just talking about the problem, not solving the problem. Well, that's not true, actually. It could help to solve the underlying problems if the person who's giving you therapy is grounded in reality. But because most people in 2023 are wokest robots, they are brainwashed and they don't even know they're brainwashed. Then how could a person who's blind possibly lead you? This is why I fundamentally distrust things like therapy, because it's like letting someone root around in your brain. I won't let them have the keys to my kingdom. I own them.
It was very obviously inevitable that this woman was going to get a green card and then leave him. Because they got married. She cheated when they got married. She was with another guy, and then Destiny took her from the other guy.
So you fundamentally know that she's a loser.
And I think she was engaged. So of course she's going to do it again. How you meet a girl is how you leave a girl. That's how the relationship ends, and the same way it starts. And I feel bad because I knew this was going to happen. She invited me to Europe, bro. Bomboka! Like maybe 2-3 months ago, she was texting me a lot, and then she invited me to come and visit her in Sweden and then go to a music festival with her and her friend.
So what she was trying to do is get laid. Yeah. Great girl.
And I actually, even though all the disagreements I've had, all the shouting matches I've had with Destiny, however many times he's tried to discredit what I talk about, and, just a lot of disagreements. A lot of, attacks.
It's just cognitive dissonance, right? Or what? Trying to justify his own life by destroying other people?
All that. I saw that, got that text message, from his wife, come visit me in Europe. And I was like, fuck, bro. Fuck. Can't do this, man.
Yeah, she's Jezebel, as they say.
I can't do this. I was kind of happy, to be honest. I figured out he outed himself and Mel would disengage, but she has made more excuses for his behavior than I've ever seen in my life. It's insane, lol.
Yeah, Alpha Widow.
Things have been kind of rocky since then. That's when he gave Mel an ultimatum to divorce me. When she didn't answer for a few hours, he begged her to come back that night. When she said no, he threatened to commit suicide. Like, what the fuck? How are you?
Imagine being with this guy. Imagine allowing that trash into your life and what that says about you.
Melina's side is the same for every single problem ever. You don't understand. Steven has hurt me so much. There is so much resentment and scarring that I need someone to build me up again. Ugh.
Imagine. So in his own marriage, he is the loser that she comes to complain about the guy she's sleeping with. Can you imagine? And they're married. Like, this is the ultimate beta orbiter. She literally married her beta orbiter, Destiny. And now she's sleeping with that guy. And it's literally that exact situation that, like, I'm gonna cry on your shoulder and then go back to Chad. Disaster.
Yikes. And that nigga's 27 years old, he says, smiling. It's all like super standard abuser 101 type shit. It honestly blows my mind. It works so easily on her.
Works on every girl. That's why no male friends, no polyamory or whatever that is, no Instagram, none of that crap.
Well, because you allowed it. Because it doesn't, like, you can't let your woman be equal to you.
Exactly.
You can't. It works. Sneako should help Destiny. Man, what do you want me to do? The information was out there. Like, he spent months saying that everything that we talk about is bullshit. He knows what we think.
Then it happens to him.
His way didn't work. He like literally just watch my content. Watch Fresh and Fit. Who, ironically, watch an Andrew Tate podcast. Who's been shitting on consistently for like a year and a half. Not even that, LMAO. He's
now it's time for the prodigal son to return, right? It's time for Destiny to come to the winning side.
Lied about things she said to friends. Lied about things her friends have said. Elstream. All to cut her off from her friends and isolate her only to the only friend group. Like, it doesn't matter her age. She won't grow until she learns to stop exclusively searching for validation and actually seek some responsibility for living.
Yeah, the person whose job it is to make sure that she accepts responsibility for things is you. You need to put your foot down and say, what are you doing? This is not okay. I don't like this. Don't do this. This is ridiculous. This is disrespectful. You point it out every time it happens. Then over time, what happens? She doesn't do it anymore. Or, by attrition, she can't handle your standards and she leaves. Either way is a win. One way is a win because she molds herself into the kind of girl that you're actually attracted to, that actually will work for you long term. Or the other way is a win because you got rid of garbage. A girl that wouldn't work for you long term. Okay, and you still got to sleep with her. Either way is a win. This is a loss.
Literally anything. Well, she's seeking validation because you're fucking other women instead of giving it to her. Your wife should feel secure all the time. If you're ignoring her and streaming and taking drugs and fucking other girls consistently, she's not going to feel secure. Of course, she's going to look for validation.
That's
in
right.
Some random loser.
Exactly.
You're going insane. And also, like, what did you think was going to happen? She was engaged when you met. You thought she was going to be loyal? Did you think that this was going to last? I don't understand the thought process, bro. So has Mel. I just don't care about it as much, lol. Bunny ears, I have legitimately cheated at least once in a really bad way. I'm not perfect. Okay. Okay, gonna fly. Peace out. Anyway, I'm just dumping, venting. I've made serious mistakes and fucked up parts of this relationship too. I'm definitely not perfect, but I've let the public opinion just make it seem like I'm this horrible person and she's a perfect angel, and it really, really bothers me. Because I'm a pushover, bro. Like, this is... Bruh. All these rules are one-sided, by the way. Okay. She has shit-talked me to literally every single friend or person she has ever talked to. So
why? Why has she done that? She's done that because she disdains you, disrespects you. She doesn't like you. She doesn't attract to you. This is every man's like fundamental fear, right? That the girl that you're with is going to, you know, cheat on you or have another man's child or, you know, underneath the surface, this is the secret, right? That's there.
So yes, yeah, this is kind of true.
Disaster.
Some said they didn't want to. Doesn't this kind of just check? Doesn't this solidify, even for the Christians watching, you got to put a W for the fact that Muslim women are just covered up in a burqa and they don't even talk to other men.
Well, I mean, fundamentally, what is happening there? It's acknowledging no male friends. I am yours and yours alone. So your girl's best should be for you, not for other men. So when she goes out with you, she looks her best. When she goes out by herself, she doesn't. That's respect.
How great is that? That Muslim women in Saudi Arabia right now, all they do is talk to their family. They just talk to their husband. They're not even like none of these problems.
I mean, it's way better than this. And I'll bet if they were to hear something like this, they would all gasp at the disaster. All right. Let's end the video there. Hit the like, hit the sub, hit all for notifications. Drop me a donation like Hunter M, Adrian R, Tom and Bobby, Dylan, Renaissance Press, and Brian. Shout out to you, most recent Patreon subscriber. Thank you. If you'd like to sub to my Patreon, it's patreon.com/theheliosblog. Buy my books at bit.ly/heliosbooks. If you'd like coaching, message me at theheliosblog@gmail.com. Thank you so much for listening, guys, especially if you listen to the end. I really do appreciate it. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time.